Let's actually listen to now Naomi Long of the Alliance Party, who's now addressing the press conference. Again, flash photography continues.
Back to scrutinising ministers, back to doing the things that the Assembly can do. And yet, despite the fact that the vast majority of people in Northern Ireland voted for parties that wanted to return to government and wanted to see the Assembly work, and despite the fact that even those who voted for the DUP gave them no mandate to block a return to the Assembly, we have found ourselves in that situation today. But whilst it is a sad day for the people of Northern Ireland, it is a shameful day for the DUP. Today the DUP came to Stormont, signed the register, took their salaries, but refused to take their seats and do the work to earn it. I don't think that that is ever acceptable, but it is particularly unacceptable when people in our constituencies are struggling to feed their families, struggling to heat their homes, worried for their futures, and it puts all of us as politicians in a place which is embarrassing yet again, where we want to serve the public but are prevented from doing so. Make no mistake, the gulf between those who got up today in the chamber and bemoaned the cost of food in Marks and Spencer's and those who I represent who get their food from food banks just shows the detachment there is between some people who come to this chamber interested only in their party self-interest and those of us who actually come here to serve. I am appalled that we could not even challenge the person who made this decision, because having been returned as an MLA only a week ago, he has disappeared off to his safety net in Parliament, to the comfy green benches, rather than come here and do the job that only a week ago he promised people he would do. So this is a shameful day for the DUP. But despite all of that, we are here ready to work. We may not be able to go into the chamber and do the work as we intended, but we will be in our constituencies working for the people who elected us. I will be in my ministerial office working for the people who elected me, and we will continue to do all that we can to make life better for the people of Northern Ireland, irrespective of those who have nothing to offer but more drama, more division and more disruption. It is now time for them to call this to a close, allow us to get a speaker, allow us to move on and allow Northern Ireland to move forward. Thank you.
Naomi Long there of the Alliance Party also saying that the people of Northern Ireland, in her opinion, voted for parties that wanted to see an executive formed, following, of course, those comments that we just summarised from Michelle O'Neill of Sinn Féin. Our senior Ireland correspondent, David Blevins, is available to react with me now. And David, more of the same, I guess, from both the Alliance Party, but importantly as well from Sinn Féin moments earlier.
I think the word of the day is frustration. Clearly, that is what Sinn Féin is expressing. This was an historic election for them, the party overtaking unionism for the very first time. For the first time in Northern Ireland's history, in fact, there is an Irish nationalist First Minister-elect, and Michelle O'Neill is very keen to assume that office and to get government up and running again. Also, deep frustration there being expressed by Naomi Long. Her party did exceptionally well in the election. They doubled their representation in the Stormont Assembly, indicating a shift to the middle ground, that more and more people are desiring a different kind of politics here. She's also expressing her frustration that she couldn't challenge Sir Jeffrey Donaldson himself over this decision in the House, because of course he hasn't taken his seat here yet. He's remaining as an MP at Westminster until the issue of the protocol is resolved. But of course for the DUP it's a question of frustration as well. They've run out of patience with the UK government over that Brexit border in the Irish Sea, and they say it's time for action, not words. And until they get some action, then they say they're not prepared to elect a speaker and see the Assembly functioning or to become part of a power-sharing government. So immense pressure now on the Prime Minister. He's got to make a difficult decision about how to resolve this. And as you heard from Michelle O'Neill, she expects Boris Johnson to be in Northern Ireland next week, along with the Taoiseach, the Irish Prime Minister, Micheál Martin.
David Blevins outside Stormont. Thank you.